There is an appropriate amount of time to couch surf, and then there's not. And I have spent 2 months looking as hard as I can, driving every which way. And my third potential deal fell through yesterday because it's an old couple who doesn't want to negotiate at all. Even though they just think this RV is going to run off the lot. And I reminded them that Thanksgiving and Christmas are right around the corner. And they didn't want to do it. So we didn't do it. So at that point, I do not feel like I can ask my girlfriends to shoulder the burden of having to be around me that much longer. So I need an in-between. And the in-between is what we will affectionately now call car life. That's right. My shitty little Scion, which is no square feet, I cleaned it for like 3 hours and I rented a storage unit. I rented a storage unit that is big enough to drive the Scion into because we're about to have a cold front come through where it's going to get into the low 40s. Yay! And I will not survive in here. So if it gets really bad, I will drive the Scion in there. Simple setup. I took 86-inch blackout, 100% blackout curtains and that I got from Walmart. They were not that expensive. And then I used outdoor Velcro and just Velcroed them around the entire back. I have all of my Reflectix from the van construction. So I'm going to use the Reflectix to take care of the front windows, which is a little bit more normal looking. And then the back is totally blacked out, and that should be good enough. I remember when it was too hot in the van, and people were like, I can't believe you won't get a hotel room. I can't believe you won't, stay in an RV park, blah, 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 blah. Money doesn't grow on trees, folks. I've told you, you don't make a lot of money on YouTube. And I don't know how long I'm going to be car lifing it. So I did look at apartments for short term. Once upon a time in the city of Wilmington, before all these rich Yankees came here, you could get a decent apartment for like $650 to $850 a month. And it was a 30-day lease break. It was no big deal. And now, because everyone wants to live in Wilmington, the cheapest decent apartment I could find that wasn't like roaches weren't an issue and I didn't get this, like I didn't smell weed when walking through, that was $1,300 a month. $1,300 a month plus a 3-month notice to break the lease. If you broke it before, you had to notify it 3 months. And if you left before then, you were still accountable for 3 months worth of rent. So 3 times $1,300. Are you kidding me? And they're like, not that great. It was like just a decent apartment. I am not in a position to be paying that kind of money when I'm hopeful that every day that I go shopping for an RV that I'm going to find it. So it is what it is. And this is it. On the topic of money and funds, let's have a entertaining side story that I shot yesterday that has nothing to do with living in a car, but y'all know I like to keep it funny here. You gotta laugh. You gotta laugh when you're living this way. So here's what happened when Casey went to the lady doctor. Okay, one of the questions I get asked a lot is about how to make money on the road to sustain full-time living, and it's a great question because the smart people will know that you don't make really a lot of money at all on YouTube, so it's an important thing to figure out before you take off. So Allison and I were talking about this, like what ideas we could throw out to people, and she said, what about selling your eggs? And I was like, boom, light bulb. Okay, when I was super desperate for cash in college, I was living in California where it was like $6 a gallon to fill up. I was valeting cars, which was probably the best job I've ever had. Side story. So I worked with a bunch of really good looking California guys, valeting concept cars and Porsches and Lamborghinis and Bentleys, and all these people and there was like celebrity, it was in Orange County, so it was like these fancy people, and they would look at me, you know, tiny Casey, and think that I didn't know how to park a vehicle like that. So they would park it themselves and then still tip me because they're guilty white people. And so I never did anything, and I made more money than anybody. Genius! I don't actually know why I left that job. Poor decision making. Anyway, so I got kind of into a bind because I was paying off college loans and trying to make it work in California. And so I had heard that because I was in my early 20s and, you know, have this flawless skin and college educated and all that, that I could get like up to $20,000 selling my eggs. But I had no one to like drive me to the doctor's appointment, and I forget like the ins and outs of it, but it was not gonna work. So anyway, Allison mentioned it, and I think depreciation has set in because it's been a minute or two since I was in my early 20s, but I'm at the lady doctor, Dr. Calfee. I love Dr. Calfee. I would not trust this hoo-ha to anybody else. And so I'm gonna ask her again because that's an idea. Now, when women say they're going to sell their eggs, people get like their thong in a knot. And they're like, oh my God, you're going to have like little miniature versions of yourself running around that you don't know about. You don't say that to men when men donate at the sperm bank. No. When men donate to the sperm bank, like you applaud them and it's like so great that they helped families, you know, grow their family and like help people who are infertile make babies, and like they're good people just because they were able to masturbate and catch it. But if I donate mine eggs, like that's weird. Double standard, not cool. Anyway, I'm not sure that I'm going to be allowed because of HIPAA to film in there, and I'm not sure how Dr. Calfee is going to feel while she's checking under the hood and I'm like asking her questions on camera. We'll just see how it works. But it is a way to make money on the road. Men do it. Why can't we? I'm not allowed to record video in here, so I will have to touch base with you in just a couple minutes. Until then, reading material. No go. I have aged out of donating my eggs. Damn it, damn it, damn it. I shouldn't have waited this long. The cutoff age for egg donation is 31, and I am not 31, so I can't do it. But ladies, if you're in like your early to mid to late 20s, I'm telling you, you can make a mint for sharing some of those. And if the boys can do it, we can do it too. It's not a bad way of making money. It's not gonna be my way of making money, but that's what it is. Every time I go, I take a sticker, which I have affectionately named the Golden Vagina Award. They're actually for the children in the waiting room, but I always take one, and I try to get Ariel, redhead with daddy issues. I can relate. So that's what it is. Little disappointing news today, but all good under the hood. Always good news. Little late night parking lot cooking. This part I do not miss. This is how glamorous van life, travel life, blah, blah, blah. I do not miss cooking in parking lots, period. And especially now that I've got to straight up do it on the pavement because there's nowhere inside my teeny tiny car to pull this off. And I have to say, when I started cooking in front of all these people out in public and it's getting cold, I was like, what the hell are you doing, Casey? Like, this is no way to live. And then I remembered that tomorrow I'm going to have a meeting about my big project. I am not going to a job I hate. I'm not going to a company that doesn't give a shit if I live, die, or show up for work anymore. Like, I am on my terms. And you know what? I will cook some broccoli on the fucking pavement to keep that going. Took my final tinkle time in McDonald's and used their Wi-Fi to look for RVs, and then realized that I forgot my pajamas back at the storage unit, so it's sleeping in my skivvies in Walmart tonight. Whatever. The people to the left and right of me in this parking lot are definitely in poverty, and this is their full-time thing, living out of a car. I am in an in-between time between now and getting into my full-time RV, so I am not going to complain because I have it way better than most. And I'm pretty sure both of these people and everyone else who's sleeping in their car full-time would love to have my problem of I just haven't found my RV yet. So I hope to God I make it to the morning without having to pee in a bottle in this thing. Yep, kids, this is the magic. This is hashtag car life. Good night, weirdos. I'll see you in the morning. It's a big day tomorrow. Good morning. It's 4:45 on my first overnight in the car, and I don't know what the fuck happened, if it was this little battery, but the Scion is dead as a doornail and it is pouring rain, so I have no way to roll up the windows. Hashtag car life.